Topic 5. This week we start to look at school governance and its impact or potential impact on student learning outcomes. If you're starting topic 5 in week 5, you've got about a month until your assessment task is due. So by now I'm hoping that you have chosen the area that you're going to review, that area of school improvement that you're going to review. As I've said before, that could be as comprehensive as a full-scale school review process or pertaining to a particular initiative that's happening in your school or that's related to your role. For example, if you're a master teacher, you might want to review the work that you've been doing in that frame against the referencing of research and that old what works for leadership in schools and in improving schools. In terms of governance, I guess it's another complex area of school improvement. So that at the face of it, the question is, can it make a difference to student outcomes? And I think as we get into it a little bit, you will see that it's dependent on a whole range of factors. It's not simply about devolving decision making to the local level, because in itself that may just indeed make more work for the school leader. But what are the conditions? Is it about the business of running the school and being able to have the autonomy of where to spend money and expend resources? Is it about engaging your community in education and getting parental involvement in school initiatives? And I suspect it is partially about the raising of social capital in that frame and the connections that it can make across the staff and across a school community. We'll start by having a look at the OECD report that gives some of the parameters. As I said, you'll see that it's a complex frame. It's not as simple as giving governance at a local level, but there are some good learnings in that in terms of where the leverage points might be. Of course, in the non-state school sector, local governments and school boards has been a reality for a long time. So whether part of a smaller system or a parish school, in the case of the Catholic system, there's a lot more say that happens around school improvement agendas and schooling generally, including curriculum at the local level. But in the non-state school sector, in the public sector, it is a relatively new initiative, and I guess the standout for reference point are the charter schools in the United States. So we'll have a brief look at that, and I encourage you to have a little bit of an examination of some of the commentary around charter schools. In Australia, we'll return to that in the last part of the unit. In Australia, we'll be looking at the Commonwealth Government's encouragement of state systems to move towards what we've called independent public schools. How that looks in each of the states by having a look at the federal government policy framework and then moving down to the Queensland level, or if you're interstate, what's happening in your state in terms of things like the establishment of school boards, more autonomy over staffing, even one-line budgets in one states where the school leadership has say over how all funds are expended, including staffing resourcing. Also this week I'm going to encourage you, if you haven't already, to explore the CQU library website and do a bit of a search in there for some referencing that could be used in either your assignment or in examining this topic in a little bit more detail. So we'll want you to go onto the library website. You need to use your login. You'll find it's fairly easy to do a search, a bit like doing a Google search now. The website's a little bit different than it was a couple of years ago, so it's a fairly simple search. But one of the tasks I would like you to do this week and comment on in the online forum is how you found searching for some reference points for this topic. One of the reasons I want you to gear up on that is that there's an enormous amount of material out there in the educational leadership frame, and when it comes to the leadership task next semester, starting to have a good grasp on researching skills and how to source materials will be useful. So good luck. Next week is a down week, so you've got a week, a study break, so to speak. So that'll give a chance if you have fallen behind, or if there's a particular interest that you're really researching and taking off in, or just want the time to devote to the assignment that should come around next week. But 4 weeks until assessment task 1's due. Good luck at looking at governance. I'd be really interested if you come up with some nice references or other readings that could be shared amongst the group, and we'll be talking again soon.